second. Just a second. Okay, now you might be able to hear me. Yo-Ros, free-to-play the print and brushworks of YouTube. I'm gonna test this video out later. Welcome back to the Champions! Yesterday was fun. I learned there's a way to make tutorials, and I'm gonna go through every single one of them now, because I never want to do it ever again. We already learned, like, every single basic thing I'm supposed to be doing in a Pokemon battle, and that felt pandering. So, I'm not looking forward to this, but again, once it's done, it's done. So if you want to watch, be my guest. I'll do my voice acting shenanigans, and that'll be it. I'll get some more VPs, some stones, some tickets. And I'll have a good time, I think. Maybe. We'll see. Let's go. I'm already started. Here's my biggest problem with the tutorials. It is so hand-holding. You do not choose what they want you to choose. They just choose it for you. All you have to do is press the A button. That's it. It doesn't let you choose the options yourself. You just press the A button. There were a lot of tutorials in POKeMON tournaments, but at least that was a game that was brand new. You didn't know all the moves. Maybe you didn't play a Tekken game in your entire life with yours truly. You still had to put in the inputs, and then it would tell you if you were right or wrong. This game does not do that. So with all that said, let's just get into the actual tutorial. So, double battles. Double battles, you and your opponent will each select 4 Pokemon from your battle team, sending them out 2 at a time to battle. Victory will go to the trainer who first defeats all of their opponent's Pokemon. These battles allow you to enjoy more challenging strategies. You'll need to remember the basics that apply to single battles, while also making new decisions, like which of your opponent's 2 Pokemon to target with your attacks. In double battles, you need to choose the actions for 2 different Pokemon, UI, from your team each turn. First, we'll start with Primarina. Select Fight and then use Primarina's Moonblast, aka you're going to use Moonblast. I am pressing the button, I am moving the stick. It ain't gonna let me do anything but press the damn A button. Sorry for my language. So since Since it's a double battle, you'll need to choose which Pokemon to target after selecting a move. In this case, go ahead and choose Snorlax. I was gonna do that anyways. Shoutouts to the game I could be playing. Now, let's select an action for Garchomp to take. This time, how about using Rock Slide to attack both your opponent's Pokemon at once? Select Fight for your Garchomp and go for the Rock Slide. Choose both of the opposing Pokemon as the targets, because you're not allowed to do anything else. Are you learning anything? I sure hope so. This all just feels like fodder to me. That's probably not the correct word. It feels demeaning, honestly. Like after years and years of learning how to battle with Pokemon, this just feels kind of offensive, the hand-holding that's being done. With Garchomp's Rock Slide, you were able to attack both of your opposing Pokemon at once. Apparently I won. I wasn't paying attention. You can sometimes seize the advantage in double battles by using multi-target moves like this. So keep this strategy in mind. Multi-target moves will deal less damage when used against 2 targets than when they're used against one target. So make sure you take this into account. I wonder if that's different for this game. Good to know. I got 20,000 BP now. Perfect. Mega Evolution. I guess I gotta read the whole thing. Your bonds will make miracles happen. Mega Evolution transcends other evolution. What makes me think that they're gonna add more gimmicks, like what we already know is gonna be in, like Z crystals, and they're gonna have tutorials for those too. Oh my gosh, I'm not looking forward to that. But look at all of the Mega Stones I get for this nonsense. I guess that's alone's perfect, but oh my gosh, if we could just press the skip button, that would be way better. Mega Evolution is the mechanic only available to certain Pokemon. It changes a Pokemon's appearance, raises its overall stats, and has the potential to greatly expand the strategies you employ in battle. A Pokemon capable of Mega Evolution can Mega Evolve if it's holding a Mega Stone that's specific to its species. Your Charizard is a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and it's holding a Mega Charizard Stone Charizard Night Z. Sorry. That came out of nowhere. I'm so sorry about that. Charizard Night X. So, to have it Mega Evolve, first select Fight. Next, choose the Mega Evolve option, then select the move to trigger your Pokemon's Mega Evolution. If you change your mind about Mega Evolving, you can also back out by choosing the Mega Evolve option once more. And why don't you try to select the move Dragon Claw after you choosing the Mega Evolve option? Okay, well, Mega Evolve is R, so I'm just gonna not press that, and once again, it won't let me do it. It requires me to press R, then I can press A. And I just finally see this animation. Better than CA's one? I don't know. Maybe. But we don't have the Rainbow Aura around. That's Mega Charizard anymore. I am kind of sad about that. I like that Rainbow Aura. Is it necessary? No. Since Charizard Mega evolved into Mega Charizard X and had stats raised, it was able to defeat Gudra. Pour one out for our favorite slimy dragon. Mega Evolution can only be used one time per battle, so think carefully about which Pokemon you'll want to Mega Evolve and give them a Mega Stone to hold. All the ones listed here, I'm not gonna list them all. Move priority. Learn about moves that let you attack first, regardless of your speed stat. I don't know how useful the quick coupons are yet. The order in which Pokemon use their moves is usually determined by which of them has the higher speed stat. Test this out by selecting Fight and then having Lucario use its Meteor Mash move. Once again, I'll do this next. Oh no, Lucario can attack first. Crazy. The opposing Alakazam has a higher speed stat, so it was able to attack first. However, there are some moves that allow the user to act first, even when facing speedier opponents. These moves are described as having a high priority, and they're called priority moves. Moves with higher priority are used before moves with lower priority. For any priority move, you can check how high its priority is by selecting Fight, then looking at the relevant number in the Move Info window that can be displayed in the Move Selection screen. You might have lost me there. To see for yourself what happened to the order of moves in the battle when you use a priority move, try having your Lucario use Bullet Punch this time. all I'm seeing is the PowerPoint or the PP for the move, and whether or not it's effective. So, that doesn't tell me much about whether or not a move is priority. Just from first glance. Boom! Mario uses his move first. Mario was able to attack first. I already said that. Even though it was up against an opponent with a higher speed stat. Using priority moves wisely to help your team stay one step ahead of the opposition. I know I probably said one of those words wrong. I thought I could save that, but I couldn't. Physical versus special moves. Learn the difference between physical and special moves to bond your strategies. You should get to see all kinds of different Pokemon. Attack moves can be either physical moves or special moves. Try figuring that out in the old Pokemon Game Boy games. Physical moves will do more damage the higher the attack stat of the Pokemon using them. Special moves, on the other hand, will do more damage the higher the special attack stat of the user. But these moves aren't impacted only by the user's attack or special attack stat. Physical moves will also deal less damage the higher the target's defense stat is. Likewise, special moves would deal less damage if the target has a high special defense stat. The Avalugg you're facing off against has a high defense stat, but a low special defense stat. As a test, try using Dragon Dart, which is a physical move. I wasn't in the visual audience, but clearly they're right there behind the window. I was wrong about that. Since the target has a high defense stat, the attack didn't do all that much damage. Next, try using Dragon Pulse, which is a special move. Like that, Avalugg. Because the target has a low special defense stat, your Pokemon's moves was able to deal a lot of damage. But remember that it's not only the target's defense and special defense stats that matter. Physical moves will deal more damage when used by a Pokemon with a high attack stat, while special moves will deal more damage when used by a Pokemon with a high special attack stat. Take into account your Pokemon's stats as well as those of your opponent to determine whether a situation calls for physical moves or special moves. Well, unless I can look at the stats of my opponent, like every single one of them, you might not always know which Pokemon has higher defense or special defense. That's just my thoughts. Status conditions. After-move status conditions are the next biggest favor in deciding a battle's outcome. If you inflict your opponent with a status condition, you can quickly turn the battle to your advantage. To see this effect in action, have Arcanine use the move Will-O-Wisp. This one might be shorter, we'll see. Unless they go after Unless they talk about every single special stat, or excuse me, status. Please don't do that. There's so many status conditions. I really don't want you to do that. After the opponent used the physical move Close Combat, your Will-O-Wisp inflicted them with a burn. A burned Pokemon's physical moves will have their damage halved, and the Pokemon will also take damage at the end of the turn. Not special attacks, though. Your special moves still have the same attack power, if that makes any sense. It was afflicted by the burns. Let's test for ourselves where the opponent's physical moves really do only deal course, shall we? Why not? I'm on this crazy ride like the rest of you deciding to watch this. This time, try choosing the move Flare Blitz. It'd be nice if you had like a comparison. How much more damage was done to me earlier. Oh dear. That was a lot of damage to Arcanine now. But as scripted, I won. So good job for me pressing the A button several times. I can only do this bit for so long, so let's just get through this. Not only did the opponent's physical move, Close Combat, have its damage halved, but the opponent also feigned due to the damage it took from its burn. Remember, inflicting status conditions on your opponents will help you seize the upper hand in battles. I'm supposed to be canonically running a gym. Shouldn't I know this ish already? That's why I feel like this is just kind of offensive. But, I mean, there's people who have never played a Pokemon game in their entire life, so good for them. I just feel like there's a better way that these things can be taught. To feel less, looking down at you. Making you actually feel like a kid. Because you had to learn this stuff on the fly on the Game Boy. And look at me! I did a pretty good job figuring it all out. Contact versus non-contact moves. I didn't read the description for that. Pokemon moves are broadly divided into two groups, contact moves and non-contact moves. You can see the categorization in the move info window that can be displayed in the move selection screen, otherwise known as attack or special attack, right? Let's learn about the difference between contact moves and non-contact moves by seeing how they interact with an ability that is triggered by contact moves. Start by having Mouse Hold use Population Bomb. Look at the little Mouse Hold. Okay, that's cute. I like that. Maybe I haven't used Mouse Hold that much, so maybe I didn't know how that damage was gonna play out. Oh, I keep getting hit by Rough Skin. Maybe stop doing that. Oh, scripted one. Since Mouse Hold came into contact with the opponent using its contact move, it took damage from that Pokemon's ability, Rough Skin. And since Population Bomb is a multi-strike move, Mouse Hold took damage each time it touched the opponent, adding up to quite a lot of damage by the end of the turn. A really, really bad move. Really should not do in a real game. So next, why don't you see how things turn out when you have Mouse Hold use a non-contact move, Bullet Seed? Again, otherwise known as a special move. You're complicating things right now. Let's clarify that non-contact move is a special move. Please. Am I the only one who's aggravated about this? That's a community question, actually. Let me know. Since that was a non-contact move, Mouse Hold never triggered its opponent's Rough Skin ability, meaning it took no damage while attacking. Remember that contact moves and non-contact moves can have different impacts as you choose the right move for each situation in battle. Again, it's physical versus special. You don't have to call them contact and non-contact. That just confuses the player. Physical moves usually are contact moves, and special attack moves are usually not physical moves, non-contact moves. It's actually bothering me way more than I thought it would. But let's finish this with hopefully something that makes more sense. Like weather conditions that affect the entire battlefield at once. Use them wisely. Let's take a look at a scenario in which rain will help turn the tide about in your favor. Before we go changing the weather though, it's important to understand where we're starting from. Let's begin by having Basket Legion use its wave crash move. Probably don't need to say any of this out loud, but it did take recoil damage. So, oof! The damage from that wave crash didn't even reduce the opposing Pokemon's HP by half. What about if we try changing the weather? Have Basket Legion use its rain dance move next. Bet you won't know what happens next, will you? Okay, well, that is definitely associated with, like, actual other Pokemon games. So that's kind of fun. The animation, I mean. So the weather has changed to rain. When it's raining, the power of water-type moves is boosted by 50%. But that's not all. Basket Legion's ability Swift Swim also doubles its speed stat while it's raining. So why don't you try that wave crash again in this weather? Get real sick of this song. You only just started listening to it like a dozen times. Thanks to the rain, that water-type move had its power boosted by 50%. The Basket Legion had speed stat doubled by its Swift Swim ability, meaning that it got to attack first. Make good use of the weather to help you turn the tides about in your favor. Got a tunic ticket. That's different. Finally, we end off with terrains. Study up on the different terrains that impact any Pokemon on the ground. Thank you for the enthusiasm, Ampharos. Terrains can have various useful effects, including boosting the power of certain types of moves. Try having Harry here use the move Psychic Terrain. Your opponent used the priority move Extreme Speed. The priority moves fail if Psychic Terrain is active. Some of you might actually not know that. Me included. So why don't you have your Pokemon try the move Psychic now that Psychic Terrain is in effect? Good. Harry's protected by Psychic Terrain. Come in contact with her. The incoming Extreme Speed failed. You also managed to knock out your opponent with your attack. This was helped by the fact that the power of Psychic-type moves is boosted by 30% while Psychic Terrain is active. Terrains have all kinds of effects that impact both your side and your opponent's side. Use them to your advantage. Great, I got like an extra cutscene out of this. Nice. Great work. You're becoming quite the bow expert, Brentbrush. That's Adrian playing Pokemon Home, probably saying that for Pokemon Champions. That's just the sort of gumption a gym manager needs if they want to work their way up the ranks. And it's just like what I'd expect from a talented trainer like you. You're a full-fledged trainer now, no doubt about it. You earned the title of full-fledged trainer, yay! I'll put that badge up, I'm sure people love that. Every journey starts with a single step. I can't wait to see just how far your journey will take you. For sure! I hope you keep striving to reach new heights and ranked battles, whenever you actually decide you're gonna go do them. The higher you climb in the ranks, the more VP you'll be able to obtain. That's important though. And now it comes in super handy when you're recruiting and training Pokemon. I'm here to support you like always, so keep having fun out there and doing your best.
Claim the full-fledged trainer! Badge thing. Good.
Just good. So I guess there's a couple of things I didn't look into last time, like battle passes, hooray! A new battle pass will be available each season. By increasing the level of the battle pass, you'll be able to earn various rewards. You can raise the level of the battle pass by taking part in ranked battles and competitions to obtain season points. Some rewards are only available by purchasing a premium battle pass, and the premium battle pass can be purchased from the shop screen. They really want you to do that. Dragon Knight. Why? Just why? Do I even bother wanting to look at all this other stuff that I'm not gonna be able to get? Oh, that's all they did. Very cool. Let's look at the premium shop, because I'm not done hating myself yet. It just has the premium battle pass and a membership.
1,000 more spaces in your box.
Battle teams plus 15, not sure how that works.
Exclusive missions,
Exclusive battle songs. You're not gonna tell me what type of battle songs I get? Why would you do that? How do I know whether or not the stuff that you get with the membership is worth it? They're really not gonna show me. I'll just go to the internet and look it up. Don't test me. Don't test me. I'm already getting aggravated by some of this. So I think that's really kind of about it. Apart from actually, you know, going to do the battle thing. I'm trying to figure out if there was anything else that I felt like I need to show off. But I honestly can't think of anything right now. So I think that is going to be it for the video. I'm going to check to see if the sound quality is better on this or not, or if I need to turn it down even further. So when I actually go to take on ranked battle, maybe you'll be able to hear my stupid commentary along with the game's volume. I don't know when I'm gonna be ready to do that. Hopefully today, we'll see. I got other things I need to take care of today, so for right now, that's gonna be it from me. Thanks for watching. This has been BELITTLE. Somehow I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy your day. Take care out there, and I'll catch you later.